Hi, my name is Paul Vann, and I'm glad to be with you here providing a speech in support of UnConference 2016, and I'm honored to be a pre-conference workshop speaker. And the International Business Times informs you that more than a quarter of American workers are unmotivated at work or indifferent from their current jobs. This finding was part of a survey conducted by polling firm YouGov. This lets you know that individuals, entrepreneurs, and employees need systems in place to assist them in achieving personal and business success. A very strong case can be made for some people not being happy and are satisfied with their job and our station in life. Over the next 22 minutes, I have a presentation that if you listen and take into account what I have to share about you having it all through my extreme life spiritual coaching system, I guarantee my coaching system will change your life and you will achieve true life success, which will not only rejuvenate you, but inspire and propel you to be more, to do more, and achieve more in life. The name of the system again is You Can Have It All, Extreme Life Spiritual Coaching to help people succeed. And that's exactly what I'm all about. This insightful coaching system helps entrepreneurs, employees, and individuals discover what it takes to enhance their temple, to include their mind, body, and spirit, and in order to live their best life possible. The fact of the matter is, people were created to live happy and wealthy, spirit-filled lives full of love, joy, and happiness. And unfortunately, life happens to some people, and they're not happy and unfulfilled and are searching for answers. And I have an extreme life spiritual coaching system that if you incorporate it into your life, I guarantee it will change your life and you will achieve success and soon discover that you can have it all, and not only your personal, but also in your business life. Before the end of this presentation, I will provide you with a special bonus, so enjoy this journey with me. Given the amount of time we have together during this presentation, I won't be able to cover everything. Thus, I encourage you to listen to my presentation in its entirety, and I will provide you with a special bonus at the end of this session. The reason why you should listen to me is because I've been in the trenches working with Fortune 500 companies, large organizations, and individuals, and I've helped them identify ways to improve their organization and maximize their employees' human potential. I'm an international speaker, international best-selling author, certified business success and professional life and spiritual coach. As I mentioned before, my name is Paul Vann, and I want you to know I'm excited to be a part of UnConference 2016, to be a pre-conference speaker, and I myself am founder and president of Wealth Building Academy, LLC, based in the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area. I shared the stage with the likes of Chris Gardner from The Pursuit of Happiness movie fame, Dr. George C. Frazier, host of the Power Networking Conference, Dr. Ben Carson, the phenomenal Allison Bird, Dr. Randall Pinkett, Simon Bailey, Lisa Clemens, Dr. Ruben West, and many, many others. My clients include MasterCard International, the Office of Personnel Management, Johns Hopkins University, the United States Air Force, of which I served for 20 years and retired as a lieutenant colonel. Then also the Federal Employed Women, the U.S. Air Force Academy, the National Black MBA Association, the Texas Behavioral Health Institute, and Toastmasters International Convention, and many, many more. Now let's get back to the YouGov survey. As I mentioned earlier, the finding was part of a survey conducted by polling firm YouGov and commissioned by Volsty, an Arizona-based company that produces what it calls a business operating system to help manage workflow. The survey states 26% of those surveys said they were either indifferent to their job or felt unhappy, unmotivated, bored, and stifled by their jobs. Sounds familiar? Just 25% of those polled said that they were extremely happy, motivated, and stimulated by their jobs, and another 42% described themselves as somewhat happy. Volsty CEO Lee Hartwick attributed the unease in part to the nation's disintegrating work-life balance, of which I will be talking about and sharing this evening. And of that, many employees communicate regularly with their bosses outside of the work hours. So it's constantly around the clock. And of course, it's a recipe for anxiety. And now it seems that work, not only as an entrepreneur, but also as an employee, is really more of a 24/7 world, primarily brought on by the technology itself. And it's causing stress and causing unhappiness. And of course, we can't have that because we were born to be happy, to be joy, and have peace, and not only peace, but peace of mind. The poll also asked employees who receive at least one irrelevant email every day to identify what share of their work emails fit that description. And get this, 14% of those surveys said that more than 81% of the work emails they received were irrelevant, which doesn't matter, doesn't have anything to do with the job it's all about. 16% said that the figure was between 61 and 80%, and 20% said that it was between 41 and 60%. Now, one thing I know is some people aren't very happy, and most of it is the result of a misalignment between one's livelihood and their spirit, a spirit person that we all have. You can have it all if you properly align your spirit with your life to include your business and or your job. We can add family in there, our wellness, and other aspects of our lives. So on to how you can have it all and the process to help you traverse where you are to where you want to be. It all begins with my extreme life and spiritual coaching system that helps people succeed. Now, this three-phase process consists of you committing to the process of being a client, and once you do, you'll be well on your way. And this is me providing you with an example of a coach-client relationship at this time. For example, the first step after committing to my extreme life and spiritual coaching program, I assist you in achieving the work-life balance leading to your happiness, rejuvenate you, and I rekindle the spirit of joy that is on the inside of you. And that's very, very important. So let's get started. As I mentioned before, I'm your coach. You who are listening to me are my clients in this particular example. Now, step one consists of Coach Paul, that's me, interviewing you. I'm the coach and you're the client, and we have an extended discussion consisting of 10 questions to help me identify more about you and you a little bit more about me. I will ask you questions, but due to the time I have now, I will only have a chance to ask a couple of questions. For example, question one, what is your primary objective in working with Coach Paul? What is it? What is your primary objective in working with me? This question helps me to understand your reason for hiring me as your coach. It will assist us both in moving forward. In fact, it will help establish the foundation not only for getting the introductory process, but for sessions later on. Question two, what will achieving this work-life balance quest mean to you? I want you to be very specific, and this question uses and tries to identify what is your power and how do you define it for yourself. For example, your power could very well be the universe, the creator, God, it could be Jesus, it could be Allah, it could be you looking at the source, how to connect with source. And so that's what I mean by the power, because until we can establish that, we really don't have a lot to go on, because we all need to, in our lives, have something that's greater than ourselves to believe in. And if we don't have that, then it lets me know perhaps why so many people seem to be unhappy, not only as an entrepreneur, but also as an employee as well. And let's move on to question three. Thinking back, what roadblocks got in the way of you achieving this goal? And this particular question really focused in on what was holding you back. It could have been a relationship, one of being married to someone, a spouse. It could have been a significant other. It could have been your children, a divorce. It very well could have been just not being able to get along with an employer or as an employee, of someone that's supervising, but there's always a reason why we didn't achieve a goal, and that's what I plan to find out in this interview process, of which there are 10 questions, and I'll go to the last one that I'll be able to talk about right now. From this standpoint is question 4. When you achieve this goal, what will be the impact on other aspects of your life? Wonderful, wonderful question, and one I know that you're really, really going to enjoy. There are more questions, however, these help you to draw closer to identifying your work-life balance, to help you to have it all in all aspects of your lives, or all areas of your life. And as you're a certified professional life and spiritual coach, I consolidate all of your responses and I'll write you a content-rich, personalized vision statement, which represents the foundation for additional coaching sessions. And as I mentioned before, it's 10 questions, but it really lays that foundation, not only for that particular session and the vision statement, but also moving on to more. And the second step, or step 2, is the circle of personal and spiritual perspective. We can mutually agree upon session 2 and come to terms on the additional session, which consists of further developing and strengthening you through the circle of personal and spiritual perspective. Now, I work to better define your circle of personal perspective, which consists of a couple of the following questions. And again, we can't get to all of them, but it's just giving you an example. I will work to find out what is your level of satisfaction with the following personal areas of your life. One would be the professional aspect of your life, the financial aspect of your life, the wellness, relationships, emotional and spiritual. I'll touch on each one of them just really quickly, just to give you an idea of this. Professionally, are you working in your passion field or in the industry that you really enjoy? Because there's nothing more better than knowing what your purpose is and then putting a passion behind something that you really love to do. And that's what the example is. And then the financial aspect. We all need resources in order to be able to do things. And the more resources we have, the more that we can help other people, whether it's to pay for a house or a transportation for your children's college, or for events that happen in terms of an emergency. So the finances always play a role. And then how about that wellness? The wellness is very important. In fact, I go so far as to state that your health is your wealth. Because if you do not have good health, all the money in the world is not going to help you, and it's not going to make life better for you. And I really stress this area because I myself experienced a significant health decline about 18 months ago, and I was able to overcome them, but I overcame them from a mind, body, and spirit aspect, or what I call temple development. And I'll share that with you more a little bit later on when I talk about that free gift that I'm going to provide to you. The other aspect is relationships. Now, I've touched on them just a little bit before when we look at relationships, not only as an entrepreneur who has employees, or you may very well have joint venture partners, you may be a solopreneur, and what is that relationship? How does it impact your spouse, your significant other, your family, your children, being able to spend time with them if they happen to be in school and are in your life, in your home life, once you get away from the clients in terms of doing business with them in your downtime. And the next aspect is the emotional aspect. That's very important. As we know, a lot of people are traumatized today, and as a result of the 9/11, actually when a lot of this occurred, and then of course now we have the terrorism that's taking place in different aspects of the United States as well as other parts of the world. And that's having an emotional impact on people, and it's something that I really stress in my extreme life and spiritual coaching program. And then lastly, the spiritual aspect. This is very important to me. Likewise, I know for many of you who are listening to this, it's very important to you as well, that we're not operating alone, because when we're operating alone, that's when we typically are going to have some problems in life. And additionally, I work with you to discover your circle of spiritual perspective, And through this exercise, I work to discover if you're living in the now, for example, or what is your life purpose, and or if you're connecting with Source. Now, after processing your circle of personal and spiritual perspective, it will further define where you currently are in aligning your work-life balance to help you draw closer to better understanding the sky is not, and I repeat, the sky is not the limit for you, and your gifts will serve you well on your path to living your best life possible. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, people were created to live healthy lives filled with love, joy, and happiness, and life happens to some people, and this extreme life spiritual coaching program will help you to draw closer to your ultimate goal of happiness and to succeed in all areas of your life, which is the goal. And thus, my extreme life and spiritual coaching helps you to connect with your consciousness on a higher level of understanding. And you will discover strategies, tools, and techniques to assist you on your journey to business and personal success. And that's really what it's all about. As I mentioned earlier, I won't be able to get to everything. But before we get to step 3, remember I promised you a free gift, and it comes in the form of a free 90-minute webinar. Yes, a webinar. And that it will go further in answering questions you may have of my speech today. You will register for this post-UnConference 2016 session, which takes place August the 4th. Write that down, August the 4th at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Register at this link. And it's https://expertise.tv/webinar/ you can have it all post on conference 2016 /landing. You can also get in touch with me by email at info at Paul, P-A-U-L, Vann, V-A-N-N, speaks, SPEAKS.com. If you email me, provide your name and the fact that you saw me on this video and this Google Hangout, and I will provide you with the information for that, because you really don't want to miss it. It's really going to be a fantastic webinar. Now let's get to step 3. It consists of processing the client's self-discovery and spiritual self-discovery form. This is where the inner work comes in as it pertains to you. The client assessing the progress you have made throughout each coaching session that we go through. As an example, leading you to achieve a work-life balance and that happiness that we talked about. And of course, in that International Business Times article, YouGov is the company that did some of the polling and surveys of people being unhappy in their job as entrepreneurs and as individuals. For example, you will list some of the following in your client self-discovery. List of your positive attributes. List areas of improvement and what new rich experiences you would like. Your beliefs and lifestyle conditions do you want today. And so I really delve steps further and layers deeper and take a deeper dive into really getting to the bottom line of what it's going to take to help make you happy and to get you on that path you so long for. And then we look at the client's spiritual self-discovery. What spiritual concepts intrigue you? What inspires you to continually study on your journey? What changes can you make to your attitude towards spiritual living, and what actions can you take to have new and rewarding experiences? What have you learned on your journey towards spiritual self-discovery are but a few of the questions that I will ask you. And as you can see, they're very in depth, and it really gets you to search yourself to find out, this is my time. The time is now for me to do what I need to do. And Coach Paul is going to help you do that. I will help you do that. As I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't be able to cover everything because there's so much involved, and you can have it all extreme life and spiritual coaching program that helps people succeed. I want you to know that I have a unique, one-of-its-kind coaching system that will get you on the path to work-life balance. You will be able to identify and use strategies, tools, and techniques to assist you in becoming a more motivated entrepreneur, employee, and or individual. And you will not become a statistic as outlined in the YouGov poll, as outlined in the International Business Times article. You will no longer be bored with your job. You're going to be excited, and you're going to have all of that new energy. You're going to be reinvigorated and rejuvenated to do just great things in all areas of your life. And you will never, no longer be dissatisfied and feel stifled on your job or as an entrepreneur or as an individual, because we're going to get that alignment between your business life, your personal life, and of course your spirit life, aligning that with your spirit, which is the most important aspect of who you are. And as I mentioned before, life is truly about happiness, joy, peace of mind, and a renewed sense of well-being. Aligning your spirit with your business and employment is the right path for you, one that is not tapped into enough, as the article pointed out. And that article wasn't the only one. Forbes reported it, and of course we know the different things that are taking place in the political election year that we have here coming up, having the primary been closed out, and now the general election, people are disgruntled, they're unhappy. And so we're going to get down to the bottom of all of this to find out exactly what is going on. And again, I want to remind you to join me on August the 4th at 7 o'clock p.m. for a free 90-minute webinar titled You Can Have It All, Post UnConference 2016. It will be on Expertise TV, and I will be your host. And this webinar is going to take place, again, the URL is the following: https://expertise, expertise.tv/webinar, webinar/you can have all post UnConference UnConference-2016-2016/landing. I will look forward to seeing you at UnConference 2016. It will be the place to be on August 29th and 30th with the phenomenal Allison Bird, who I have so much respect for in terms of what she's doing to make a difference in the lives of others. My name is Paul Lawrence Vann. I'll be coming out there to UnConference 2016 in San Antonio. I want to let you know my time is up, and I thank you for yours. And I really enjoyed sharing just a bit about what I do as not only as a speaker, but an author and as a certified coach. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in San Antonio.